Hello and welcome to this tutorial on creating a basic horizontal menu with CSS. You can do this in any text editor or Dreamweaver, of course, like I'm using, and I'm using Dreamweaver CS5. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go to File, New, HTML with no layout. I have mine set up as an HTML5 because that's the way I'm designing everything now, but normal is the XHTML 1.0 transitional. Either way, it's not going to matter. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with my HTML5. Click Create. Now within the body section here, we're going to create a little divide tag with an ID, calling it the menu, or you can call it navigation, whatever you want to call it. Then of course we're going to end that divide tag. Now within that divide tag, we're going to create an unordered list, which is going to be your list items for your menu so you can navigate between your pages. So we're going to start out by clicking refresh. And right here, right beside the italicized button, there's an unordered list. Click on that, and it's going to start your first list item. And as you can see, it has started your unordered list and ended your unordered list. So within that list tag, we're going to create an AH reference tag, which is where your pages will link to. For right now, I'm just going to put pound in there. We'll link it later. And then we'll end that tag. Now you see you have the beginning list, the ending list, and then your beginning A and your ending A. And within that, we're just going to type home. Now what you want to do is just go ahead and copy this line. Or if you prefer to type code, you can do that, but I prefer to do as much less typing as possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste this about 5 times. Then we'll change the names in here. We'll call this one About Us. We'll call this one Services. We'll call this one Address. And we'll call this one Contact Us. So that's it for your basic menu. Of course, you could have as many of these in there that you want, just for the basic menu layout. So now what we need to do, we'll go ahead and click refresh. If we look at the design, it's just a basic list with some underlines showing you that they are linked to go somewhere else. But as for right now, as you can see, the pound is the only link in there. But we can change that at a later time, or if you want to change that now, you can go ahead and put where it's going to link to. So now what we need to do is go ahead and select this divide tag. And the first thing we want to mess with is the menu UL. So we're going to come into CSS styles. And we're going to create a new CSS role. The first thing you want to do is go down here on the bottom where it says role definitions. We're going to create a new style sheet. And it's listed as pound menu space UL. You could also do that as less specific, but we'll go ahead and keep the compound selector there. And we'll just go ahead and call this main.css. Click Save. Because the page isn't saved yet, it's going to make a relative path. That's okay, we can change that later. Now when this opens up for your menu UL, the first thing we're going to do is change the font family. I'm just going to go ahead and choose Georgia Times New Roman Times Serif. We're going to make it normal for the font style. And then what we want to do is, because there's automatically padding set up and margin set up for the page, we're going to go ahead and just zero them out. That way it takes everything off of there. And the next thing we want to do is set the height of this menu, depending on how big you want it. Right now, I'm just going to set mine at 70 pixels. And that's all for right now. And if we go back and look at design, basically all it did was align everything to the left. Took all that padding and margin out of there. So the next thing we want to do is go in and mess with the list item of that UL. We're going to go to CSS roles, a new CSS role. Like I said, you can take that less specific to UL, LI, or just an LI. I'll leave mine at the full compound statement. And we open it up here. What we want to do is for the display under block, we want to do this display as an inline. And what this will do is put all of them in a straight line next to each other. And then the next thing we want to do is take your list style under list, and we want to do none. And that's all we're going to do for that list. And if we come back into design, you'll see that it took out all the bullets, and that inline style made them all line up beside each other, which makes for a better looking menu. So now we're going to go back into code view. Now we need to create links for the A and then the A Hoover. First off, we're going to do the A. So we'll go ahead and come back into the CSS. New CSS role. Full compound statement with the A there. We'll hit OK. Now what we want to do for this is we want to go in and do your padding first for this, which is 2 pixels to the right and 2 pixels to the left, and this will give a 2 pixel padding between each menu item. And then the next thing we want to do, we want to make sure that this is floating left. Even though we have the inline there that's making it go left, the float left makes it more coherent with each other. And then we're going to go ahead and just set a basic color on this. You can make this any color you want to make. But for mine, I'm just going to go ahead and do mine as black. And then we're going to do a background color. And this background color, again, can be any color that you want. And we'll just go ahead and make it a red. But as I said, you can do anything you want to do. Come back into your box, well, your border. And what you want to do is set up a border around this. And what this will do is put little lines down between each menu, which you'll see. And then what we're going to do a solid. And for the width, we're just going to do a 2 pixel. And for the color, this can be any color as the other ones. We'll just go ahead and use a white. We'll see how that shows up. We'll go ahead and apply this. Hit OK. Come back into design view. And as you can see, the white's not really showing up because I have a white background. So what we can do is go ahead and go into page properties here and change the background color of the page to a blue. Now you can see how that white border line is showing up for them. So now the next thing we want to do is go in and make the Hoover effect, which when we do this, if we go ahead and look in live view, it's just a basic menu. There's no Hoover effect, there's no change effect or anything. So we'll go ahead and come out of live view. Go back into the code, select that A tag again. And when you're going to do the CSS style this time, it's going to have the same effect to A. What you want to do is hit a colon on the end of that and then type Hoover. And this will allow your hover effect. Now when this opens up, basically all you're going to do is change the background color. We can make this background color anything we want, so we're going to make this a little green. And then for the border style, we're going to change it. We're just going to change it to an offset. And that's basically all we're going to do for that. We hit apply, and then OK. Come back into design view. Looking a little bit better now, but you really can't see the hover effect until you go into live view. So we're going to live view. And now there's your little hover effect. Now if you notice one little thing here we forgot to do under the A row is we forgot to take this underline out here for them. So what we want to do is go ahead and come back out of live view. Open up your CSS styles panel. Open up the main CSS. Then we're going to look for the A. Just double click on that to open it up. And for the text decoration, just click none. And if you watch as we hit apply, you'll see that disappear. Now if we go back into live view, perfect little hover menu. Like I said, the background color for either one of these you can change. It's just the way I set it up for now. And then if you really want to get fancy with this and want your menu aligned to the center, what you can do is come in here to your divide menu, hit a space and hit align, and then center. And what this does is centers everything up in your divide tag. And then if you really want this menu aligned to the center of your page, what you would have to do is create a wrapper for this, which we'll do at a later time, but not right now. So, hope you enjoyed it, and stop back and watch our video tutorials again. Next time we'll be creating a vertical menu with the basic same concepts. Thank you.